नित्यानन्देश्वरसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Sri Mahants, Mahants, Tanedars, Kotaris, visitors, viewers, everyone with us all over the world, sitting with us in two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha, cities sitting with us, Vancouver, Canada, Singapore, Singapuram, Warrington, UK, Guadeloupe, Rameshwaram, Colombo, Sri Lanka, Los Angeles, Hollywood, Rajapalayam, Adinam, and Port Washington, New York, Minot, North Dakota, Vancouver, Canada, and Enriching Temple, Bididi, Oman, Sivagangai, St. Louis, Tirumala, Charlotte, Srisailam, Doncaster, UK, Houston, Kalahasti, Nityananda University, Paris, Hyderabad, Guptakashi, Oklahoma, Somanatham, Kuala Lumpur, Parani, Ohio, Prayag, Scottsdale, Arizona, Indrani, New Jersey, Hyderabad, Guptakashi, Toronto, Tirukkailayam, Seattle, Chidambaram, Los Angeles, Arunachalam, Ohio, Prayag, and some more cities. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Upanishads. This first mantra, Shanti mantra of Isavasya Upanishad, which is in 40th chapter of Yajurveda, it is given first place in the series of Upanishads. I should just say a few words about this Upanishad and mantras. There are four major commentaries on Upanishads. Four major commentaries. Nilakanta Shivacharya, Shankaracharya, Adiguru Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya. All four of them are great enlightened beings, incarnations. No question of comparing anybody with other. All four of them made Upanishads user-friendly for a different type of group at different time. So please understand the differences you see in the different commentaries of the masters is not because of the masters, it is because of the disciples. When Nilakanta Shivacharya is the first one who wrote the commentary, much earlier to Adiguru Adi Shankaracharya, Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya. When Nilakanta Shivacharya was writing commentary, what was the need of the society, human society at that time? What needs to be highlighted for them? What is the best way they will all be able to experience the Upanishads? From that angle, he presented Upanishads. And then comes Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya, is the one of the greatest incarnation, he reveals the Upanishads for that time and for that human society. Please understand the difference, why the differences between masters should be understood. Somebody came to me, he came for debate, and straight he started asking, Swamiji, even among our own acharyas, there is no one conclusion. How can we follow anything? Hinduism is just chaos and confusion. I said, who funded your education? These people, the Hindus educated by the anti-Hindu forces, are most dangerous than any anti-Hindu forces. These people confuse common man and destroy Hindu tradition. Understand, as an inheritor of Hindu wisdom, not self-styled, I am born Hindu, brought up as Hindu. I am telling you, please understand, the difference between Acharya's commentaries are not because the Acharyas, all the Acharyas' anubhuti, experience was different. No. That need for the society, need of the disciples, need of the human society at that time was different. So when each Acharya happened, Upanishads are like an ocean. Each one of them made the Upanishads user-friendly for that time and society. The differences of Acharyas and their commentaries should be taken as a richness of Hinduism, not chaos or confusion of Hinduism. So they provided paths for different mindsets. When I was going through, fortunately, I was able to access all the four: Ramanuja, Shankara, Nilakanta Shivacharya, and Madhvacharya. All their bhashyas, commentaries. I tried my best to find some difference between them. Please understand, with all my integrity I am telling you, in the main core truths, all four of them are not at all differing. Not at all differing. When it comes to applying or achieving that experience, the methodology they are deriving, the methodology they are developing, asking us to practice to reach that space, and trying to make those great truths into a user-friendly way of practicing, and trying to make that as a cognition of us, our inner space. Only at that point, all four of them have their own methodology. Please understand. One Acharya says, only when there is a green signal in the road, drive. The other Acharya says, when there is a red, don't drive. The other Acharya says, when there is a yellow, don't drive, but be ready to drive. These anti-Hindu intellectuals, they go on telling us, our Acharyas are all different and there is no single conclusion. I am telling you, our Acharyas neither they have conflict, nor they have confusion, or they are contradicting each other in the core experience. When they try to make it as user friendly for each society based on the time requirement, the instructions differ, explanations differ. Like one Acharya says, when there is a red light, don't drive. Another one Acharya says, when there is a green light, only then drive. Another one Acharya says, when there is yellow light, don't drive, but be ready to drive. These anti-intellectual, anti-Hindu intellectuals, they go on saying, see, all three Acharyas giving three different versions. Better you don't drive in that road at all, come to our road. And I tell you, the more Acharyas, Bhashyas you read, you will only have more clarity and depth. I have not seen a single person who read Nilakanta Shivacharya's Bhashya, Shankara's Bhashya, Ramanuja's Bhashya, Madhva's Bhashya, after reading all the four, he says he is confused. No. I have not seen a single person like that. After reading all the four, he only achieves the maturity to write his own Bhashya. The Hindu tradition was so pure, so vast. Each of the Acharyas made these Upanishads user-friendly at different times. So for that particular time, human society, they revealed the truth as people can live it, radiate it, and achieve that original space of completion. Complete completion. The Brahmajnana, Atmajnana, Shivapada, Vishnupada. Nilakanta Shivacharya is Adi Shaiva, so he calls it as Shivapada. Adi Shankara is a Smarta Brahmin, so he calls it as Brahman. Madhvacharya and Ramanujacharya, they call it as Vishnupada, achieving the space of Vishnu, grace of Vishnu, with a different word, Salokya Mukti, Sarubhya Mukti, Samibhya Mukti, Sayujya Mukti. But ultimately, the commentaries are not written to establish their ego. It is written to cater as per the need of the human mind at that time. Isavasya Upanishad. And this I have to mention. This first mantra, Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. This mantra, all four acharyas were not able to write different commentary. Please understand, all four of them were not able to write a different commentary for this mantra, because it was so clear. You don't need to write a commentary. You don't need to write a commentary. This Upanishad, 18 verses, only based on this Upanishad, Sri Krishna makes his Gita as 18 chapters. And as I already declared, I am not going to comment. I am not going to interpret. I am just going to intercept the conversations happened about this Satya, truth. By the rishis originally revealed this mantra, Sutrakara. Then the great masters who wrote the commentary, Bhashyakara. Then the great masters who wrote the commentary on the commentary, Tikakara, Vartikakara. See, original sutra, the person who revealed the original sutra is Sutrakara. The person who writes the first Bhashya is Bhashyakara. The person who writes the commentary on the commentary is Vartikakara. And the person who writes commentary on the commentary of the commentary, Vartika, is Tikakara. I am just going to intercept the conversations happened at the level of Sutra, Bhashya, Vartika, Tika, and reveal the essence to all of you. Share the essence to all of you, with all of you. I will recite the mantra. I request everyone to recite the mantra along with me. Then I will start revealing the Akashic records. Om Purnamata Purnamitam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevava Sishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamata Purnamitam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I offer my respects to everyone who is responsible for this great truth, the rishis who revealed, and the great masters who wrote Bhashya, Vartika, Tika, and their Sampradaya Devatas. I bow down to all of them, invoke all their presence, offer our respects to all of them. And enter into the sutra. Completion. From completion, even if you think completion is moved out, the completion remains complete. Completion. Even if you feel moved away from completion, it remains complete. And completion, merging into the completion, remains complete. All your incompletions are imaginary. Listen. All your incompletions are imaginary. If you tell your DNA, your body, the source of your body, all your incompletions are imaginary, you will walk out of any disease, because disease is nothing but you strongly believing you are away from this whole. Understand? For example, somebody comes to me with a stomach pain. All I do, tell that stomach, hey, till yesterday you were producing whatever is required to function smoothly from this cosmos, either from food or water or air. Come on, now wake up, again do the same job. That's all I do, and body gets healed. Unfortunately, that person has moved too much away from his stomach. The stomach listens to me, not to him. But if you have not moved away from your stomach, even you can tell your stomach. Listen. The whole remains as whole. Completion remains as completion. Even when you think you have incompletion, the incompletion does not exist. On my Jayanti day, I was explaining whether you have as simple as constipation problem, are as complicated as conflict with the constitution of the country you are living. It can be as simple as constipation problem or as complicated as conflict with the constitution of the country you are living. Any level of the problem, this truth can be a great help. This Satya can relieve you from that problem and suffering. This Satya can liberate you. Understand this one line, meditate. Even when you strongly believe you have incompletions, they are not factual. See, I am not a crude, violent guy to tell when somebody comes to me with a problem, with a headache, or a suffering, or a pain, or a disease. All your diseases are imaginary. I am not that crude guy. Understand? I am not talking out of insensitivity. And I am telling you, I am putting myself in your place. And what I will tell myself, I am telling you. There is a very beautiful incident. Once, a great disciple of Ramana Maharshi, his name is Muruganar, he goes to Bhagavan and he was sitting at the feet of Bhagavan, Ramana Maharshi, and few devotees came from various parts of Tamil Nadu. The conversation was happening, and I'll have to tell the exact situation, only then you will understand. The conversation was happening about many small things, like a construction is going on in the ashram, and then food should be served to everyone. Like this, some conversation was going on. There was a question that some construction was going on in the ashram, maybe I think kitchen or extension of kitchen. And then Bhagavan was a micromanager, and he calls that disciple and asks, did you do the door frame and all that? That person was replying something, and then Bhagavan makes a statement, go to Chettinadu and make door frame exactly like that. Actually, there are references. And then Bhagavan makes a beautiful statement. In Tamil he makes, வாச மட்டுமில்லடா வரவேற்கிறதும் செட்டிநாட்டிலேருந்து கற்றுட்டு வா. Not only the door frame, even how to receive and how to take care of people, learn from Chettinadu and come. Actually, I have sent 10 of my sannyasis to Chettinadu. They are sitting there. From Chettinadu, they are attending the now they are on the two-way from Chettinadu. Actually, with the same instruction I sent them. Go and learn hospitality and culture. Then suddenly the conversation turns to the charity, means giving away. Giving. So using this chance, a great disciple Muruganar, he asked Bhagavan, "Oh Bhagavan, you wrote a beautiful verses on Arunachaleshwara. Please give the meaning. Give us the commentary on those verses." And the disciple records this whole incident. It seems suddenly Bhagavan's face has become very shy. And his face, he started blushing. Understand? Yeah. 55-year-old, great Advaiti, suddenly in the mood of blushing and shy. And it seems he said, "It is too intimate. I cannot speak about it." Because that whole song is Akshara Manamalai, bridal garland of letters. Bhagavan put himself in Mathura Bhava and wrote towards Arunachaleshwara. Not even Arunachaleshwara, Arunachala hill. Because Bhagavan relates to that hill as Mahadeva. Of course, he had high reverence and respect for the deity also. Because whenever the deity comes in the procession, the temple, he will go and stand, bow down, and stretch the hand and receive the vibhuti. He was very respectful to the deity also. It was not that he was disrespectful to deity, but he himself worshipped that whole hill as a deity. So he could not comment. Understand? Now the punchline. Listen. The Muruganar asks, if you say commenting on it, explaining it is so difficult because it is too intimate, you can't comment on it, why did you reveal those verses to us? Why did you write those verses? Bhagavan said, when I wrote that verses and sang, whoever was around me, they were so dedicated, devoted disciples. I did not feel I am talking to somebody else. I felt I am talking to me, so I wrote to me. I revealed those truths to me. Understand? With that very same cognition, Now whatever I am talking to me because I feel all of you are part of me. All of you are part of me. Ardhangini. You guys are not even Ardhangini for me. Purnanga. You guys are all part of me. So as part of me, I am telling you this truth. I am not talking insensitively. In Tamil there is a proverb. Talavaliyum palvaliyum tanakku vandal thaan theriyum. Whether it is a headache or tooth pain, only when it comes to you, you know the suffering. Understand? I am not talking out of insensitivity. When I had a fracture in my hand, what I told my own body and DNA, please understand, it was a multiple complicated fracture. My great adventure on my horse. When there was a complicated multiple fracture, but within 24 hours, I was out in the public, continuing my responsibilities. Within 48 hours, I was delivering my satsangs. No painkiller, nothing. What I told to me to heal myself that quickly and come back to my normal life, and I guarantee with all my integrity, Mahadeva, as a witness I tell you, not even one moment there was a pain. No question of pain, any pain. No physical pain, physiological pain, psychological pain. The moment I fell from the horse, when I stood up, I did not even check the hand. I saw there the Sanishwara standing with folded hands, said that I have to execute the ordained frames of life, because this physical body is in the plane, physical plane. So it has to move through the physical rules and regulations. And that was the Janma Sani time for me. The Shadeshat, L-Ray was going on. So he was standing with folded hands and said, I have to do my responsibility. And the moment I saw him, I smiled because the horse was black horse. And I was smiling. God, such a highly secured, tightly protected person like me. See, at least 5 to 10 sannyasis all the time around me. I can't even slip and fall even if I want. See, even if I want, if I slip also, I will fall only on my sannyasis. Any side they will be holding me. And such highly protected, tightly protected, and so beautifully this Sanishwara came and did his job and went. And he also said, I can never touch your consciousness, give any pain, but the physical plane, whatever has to go through, has to go through. Understand? At that moment, what is the Satya, truth I myself used to heal me, recover myself, I am sharing that with you all. Listen. Don't think this, whatever I am going to share now, is impractical or insensitive, because you are having suffering. I am giving this for you to work on it. No. When I had what I used, I am sharing with you. Please understand, your DNA, your bioenergy is always in the space of completion. Whether you think you have a stomach pain, headache, it can be as simple as a small scratch on the skin to as difficult as cancer. Tell your DNA you are complete and get back to your completion. You are complete and get back to your original state of completion. Don't go on imagining that there is some incompletion in you. Understand? Because one moment you are convinced there is a disease in you, that cannot become a fact or the ultimate truth. Listen. Yes, at that time I had fracture. There was a fracture, completely broken. It was not hairline crack, completely broken. Both bones fully broken. Actually, this other part of the hand was separately hanging, because both bones broke and came out of the hand, means through the skin, completely broken. But that was not the original state of me, and that is never going to be original state of me. The power of suffering is, it will convince you you are going to suffer forever. That is the worst power of suffering. Please understand. If you are convinced the suffering is going to be forever with you, you are in hell. That wrong conviction need to be weeded out. Need to be weeded out. The wrong conviction that suffering is going to be there with you forever brings the disease again and again back to you. Back to you. If you convince your DNA, your biomemory, you are complete, then completion will be brought back to you. Health will be brought back to you. You may be an enlightened being or an incarnation. It's not that Shani did not do his job and he was so sincere. I was so happy. Actually, I'm going to have the Shani deity installed in that spot. I'm waiting for the work to be done. I saw him standing with all his smile and politeness, with all the joy and happiness that he did his job. And a normal person, at any normal person can never have such big fracture falling from 4 feet height horse. And we even checked my bone density and all that. There was no problem. When he wanted, he simply did it. And I asked him, why hand? I asked Shani, why did you choose the right hand? He said, Swamiji, only that hand has acquired a lot of punya by healing so many people. So it will get healed quickly because of that punya. All that punya of healing so many people. All that goodness and merit is there in that hand, for that hand. And moreover, that hand has to be quickly repaired for the sake of so many people to get healed. So it will happen too quickly. That is why I chose the right hand. Understand the exact attitude and truth which healed me, I am sharing with you all. Any problem in your life is nothing but incompletion, which is imaginary. IMAGINERY. I am not in any delusion, and I am not deluding you. Our Upanishadic rishis who revealed this truth are not in delusion. They are neither in delusion nor in the mood of cheating you. Understand? See a great gold merchant. Out of his love for Shiva, he declares, I'll make 100 kg gold ornaments for Mahadeva. And he himself is the master of that science. Will he cheat 2 gram gold from that 100 kg gold jewelry? One, he knows the science, quality checking. Second, he is graceful, means he is full of gratitude. Neither he will cheat nor he will allow anybody else to cheat because he knows the science. Same way I am telling you, the Upanishadic rishis, neither they can be in delusion nor they can put you in delusion. Because they have nothing to gain by putting you in delusion. This gold merchant has nothing to gain by stealing 2 gram gold from that 100 kg gold which he wanted to give it to Mahadeva. Upanishadic rishis have put their whole life to humanity, sacrificed. They are neither in delusion nor can put others in delusion. Understand, my job is the most difficult job. I have to completely teach you opposite way of thinking what society has taught you. For example, you go to somebody and tell you have a headache, and that person rolls on you, oh, you have a headache, ayo, yo, 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 what happened to you, this should not have come to you, and cries and wipes his face on your own sari, does all the dirt, you think, oh, how loving this person is, how caring this person is. But when you come to me, I have to tell you, please tell your innermost being, it is not true state of you. Then they think, if you get this headache, then you will understand all your philosophy. They feel, I am insensitive. Please understand, I am not insensitive. I am sharing with you exactly what I did to me when I had fracture. This is what exactly I did to me and got healed. Morning 7, I think I had fracture, 7 or 7:30 roughly. Evening by 3:30 or 4:30 they have done the surgery. Throughout, neither there was a pain, nor any painkiller, or any other medical care or support. I was just sitting and not even one moment I was unconscious. I am telling you, just tell yourself, when you tell your DNA you are complete, you walk out of diseases. When you tell your relationship issues, you are complete, you walk out of relationship problems and have a healed, complete relationships. When you tell your desires, you are complete, much more than anything you desired, life showers on you. When you tell your fears, you are complete. No harm can be done to you, how many ever people may try to harm. I am not talking out of arrogance or ego, please understand. I tell you, when you are complete inside, no one can frighten you, no one can harm you. Cosmos functions on intelligence. It functions on completion. I am telling you. I am telling you. I'll continue to expand on how the completion can be used as a power, a powerful life solution, a powerful solution for life and methodology to fulfill life. Understand? Completion is not just replacing your anacin, metacin, paracetamol. It replaces anacin, metacin, paracetamol also. Much more than that. Completion is God. Purnamata Purnamitam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. This completion can be practiced. You can live it. You can use it. You can assimilate it in your life. You can digest it. You can use the completion and solve the problems of your life. Whether it is a disease as simple as headache or as complicated as cancer, or the interpersonal relationship as simple as a simple verbal fight, or as complicated as divorce. Same way, the problem of utter poverty to not having enough time for shopping. The rich people have another one poverty. They don't have enough time for shopping. Poor people don't have enough money for shopping. Whether it is a poverty of that to this, I tell you, completion is practical, user-friendly solution. Rishis, the Vedic Rishis, are not impractical people, I tell you. Every time I utter the word Vedic Rishis and remember them, I am in love with them again. What an amazing beings to explain the life so beautifully. Their dedication, utter dedication, dedication to the truth, dedication to the life, making the solution as practical as possible. Please understand, when people have a knowledge about common man's problems, they only plan how to commercialize it. I am telling you, everyone who has a knowledge uses the grey area for their vested interests. Upanishadic Rishis are the most authentic people, knowing the whole cosmic law, but never used any grey area for their vested interests. A lawyer uses the grey area of law to prove his necessity. A doctor uses the grey area of the law to prove he is needed. The grey area of the medicine he uses to prove he is needed. In each field, people who have a knowledge about that area try to prove, ascertain their vested interests using the grey area. Media, you don't even have to tell. in every field. When they have the knowledge, they use the grey area for their vested interests. Upanishadic rishis, having the knowledge about the whole cosmic law, never used any grey area for their vested interests, revealed the truth as it is with such utter dedication to the truth. Again and again, I remember those great rishis, rededicate myself at their feet, and again and again I commit. I'll reveal the truths as they expressed, without any adulteration of any of my vested interests or any of my interference or interpretation. This is my commitment to the Vedic rishis. Mahadeva, the Adi Rishi, Adi Guru. Let the truths be revealed as pure way as you expressed, O Mahadeva, Sadashiva. Let your presence guide us all. Let your presence reveal the great truths here. Let you be here. I'll continue on Upanishads in further satsangs. Now with this, I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Advaita, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nityananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.